crafting a mini wheelbarrow out of trash. So I used cardboard as well as bark that I scavenged on a walk. And step one was going through and hot gluing down pieces of bark to the cardboard that I had already cut out last night. And this was kind of a tedious process, and I did low-key burn my fingers a lot. It was also kind of nice and meditative, and probably the most enjoyable part of this process. So I was pretty happy with the finished look of these, but overall it had a pretty decent effect. I didn't have to spend any money on this. I think this bark might be from a eucalyptus tree. I also used fine strips that I tore off of this to cover the cardboard edges, and the finished product was actually very sturdy feeling. And I drove pegs through to join the pieces together, and then did some hot gluing to reinforce it, and respirator up for using a hot knife to cut this bottle cap. Hot knives are what I call danger crafting because you could really mess yourself up with them. I filled the tire with hot glue, and it does have wire spokes as well as more cardboard to kind of hold the spokes in place, and these wooden dowels that I got that I think are for like cake pops, but they're kind of nice. I also used chopsticks for the wheelbarrow handles because I needed something a little thicker for my dolls to hold, and figuring out the full mechanics of this in like a kind of simplistic way that wouldn't be a nightmare to do was perhaps a little bit more of a challenge than I anticipated based on my original concept. Yeah, overall worked out. Painted the tire with acrylic, used rub and buff for the metallic bits, needed to add little like stands for it. Then all the wood pieces that weren't bark did get a little bit of acrylic wash to make them look a little bit more matchy match. And overall painting these took longer than I kind of thought it would. I used a really small brush because I didn't want to like get the bark, but I think it turned out pretty cute. I'm pretty satisfied with it.